Okay, here I've got a distance formula problem where I've written the distance formula here as follows. And I've just picked two random points, 4, 5, 8, 10. I just made up these points. You could have used any 2 points you would have, wanted to. And then what I did up here is I just said, well, the point to the left is always going to be an x value, unless they tell you otherwise, which you will never have to worry about. So the point to your left is going to be your x value. So that's why I wrote an x above it to remind myself. And as you get better, you won't have to do that. Point over here to the right is always going to be a y value. So same thing over here. This 8 is also an x value. This 10 is a y value. Now, to get started on this, you have to pick which one you want to be x1, x2, y1, y2. So I did that. I picked this one over here to be x1. Now, as soon as I do that, this one has to become y1, not y2. The ones will stay together like that. Once I do that, then this one has to become x2 and y2. Once I make my choice, all I then have to do is take whatever value this is. This, I can start anywhere, say with this y1, and I'm just going to write this number right where it goes in the formula. So I'm going to take this y1 and replace it with a 10. And I'm going to do the same for all of these. So x1, which is 8, is going to go in here. And y2, which is 5, that'll end up going here. And of course x2 will just go here. And it doesn't matter which one you pick in the beginning. Like say if you wanted this to be x1 and this one to be y1, you can totally do that. And most of the time I pick this one to be x1, y1, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so let me show you when you plug everything in, this is what you would get. Again, I just made up these points. So the distance between 4, 5, and 8, and 10 is simply when I plug in, I get x2, which is 4, minus x1, which is 8, so 4 minus 8. And that's going to be squared. There we go. Sorry about the focus. Phone's dumb. And I'm going to add to that. Make sure you don't forget that this is an addition sign. Don't forget to square like I've done. y2, which is 5, minus y1, which is 10. And I'm going to square that too. Okay, so I've plugged everything in. And order of operations says I have to do what's inside the parentheses first. It's okay that it's a negative number. That won't matter at all. And when I do that, I'm going to carry this equal sign through. It's just when you do that, it shows that you are going from this step to the next step. But anyway, 4 take away 8. 8's obviously bigger than 4, so it's going to get you in the negative numbers here. Negative 4 squared. That's what you get there. Plus, don't forget that's plus. 5 take away 10, same thing. I end up with negative 5. And that's also squared. Okay, when I take a negative 4 that's in a parentheses and I square it, next step, equal sign, it's going to give me negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. And this is still plus. And negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. Okay, before I try and take square roots, I can simplify this right here. And when I do that, I get that this is the square root of 25 plus 10 is 35. And 35 plus 6 is 41. Okay, so then you arrive at your answer of the square root of 41. Now, the key with this is that your teacher might want you to simplify this if possible. But there's something about 41 that I want you to see if you can figure out. What is it about 41 that tells me whether I can or cannot continue to simplify this? So I'll just write this. This is where we're at right here. The square root of 41. Is this or is this not the final distance between 4 comma 5 and 8 comma 10.